Yo, what is going on, guys? Hutcho322 here, back, and today, guys, I'm bringing you yet another ASL video. And today, fans and coaches of the ASL, I have for you the ASL Season 4 Week 5. Well, not the ASL Season 4, the ASL Season 1 Week 5 weekly recap. And if you guys don't know why I'm bringing you a Week 1 or a Season 1 weekly recap when we're obviously in Season 4, reason being is because we don't actually have a documented season of the ASL. In Season 1, it's first season, so I figured we should do that this year. I explain that in every video just in case there are some new people to the channel. They haven't watched back on some earlier videos. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start this off. So in the first match, we have Anaria taking on Sand, and Anaria's team consists of Dragonite, Empoleon, Seismitoad, Conkeldurr, Mega Gardevoir, and Volcarona. Sand's team consists of Regirock, Alakazam, Mega Beedrill, Granbull, why can't I think of its name, Golurk, and Weavile. So, if you guys didn't know, Season 1 was also in the Gen 6 era, so cool to see all the mechanics back then. Let's hop into the match. So we have a Conkeldurr leading out against a Mega Beedrill. Mega Beedrill just gets to go for the Poison Jab, actually, as Anaria is going to go for that big Ice Punch, and they can follow it up with a Mach Punch likely, and Sand not wanting to take the Mach Punch, he's going to go out into his Granbull. Now, that was an interesting play on Sand's part, but considering how Weavile just runs through Anaria's team after Conkeldurr's gone, I think it was fair. But Anaria just going for the Ice Punch into this Granbull, really doing nothing, does not want to take a play rough since it would hurt a lot. So Anaria going out into the Empoleon to sponge that player off very well, as Sand is going to go out into his Golurk, making a very aggressive play, but is ultimately going to get him off this Shadow Punch, which is going to do a lot to the Volcarona, but due to its Flame Body, this is actually setup fodder now for Volcarona. So out comes the Quiver Dance, and Golurk's actually going to go for the Stone Edge, gets a critical hit. Again, I think that might have mattered, not 100% sure. I don't think Anaria would have set up if it didn't matter. So, this Seismitoad is going to go for the Scald, as Sand is going to sack off his Mega Beedrill. And then the Mega Alakazam is, or not the Mega Alakazam, it's going to show off Focus Blast. Anaria was likely scouting for the Energy Ball, but Seismitoad is going to go for the Earth Power, doing some damage into this Granbull. Is then going to get a crit, as the Granbull is going to go for the Heal Bell, trying to help out this Golurk. And the Seismitoad is going to go for the Scald, and then out comes the Weavile to try and put on a lot of pressure, going for the knockoff, doing 48%, as the Seismitoad is going to be able to live another one, so it lives any one hit, and this Weavile gets burned. I'm not 100% sure why Sand went into his Weavile. I think oh my god, I keep calling it Mega Alakazam. I think Alakazam was the play, and then Anaria is going to protect and then double out into his Empoleon, predicting the Icicle Crash. And then the burn kills Weavile because 12% back in Gen 6. So, this Golurk, oh, sorry, I'm a little bit sick, so if I sound a little sick, that is why. But Golurk is going to get some nice confusions, very lucky on Sand's part, just to bring the differential back, I guess. Then Mega Gardevoir just gets to come out and do what it does best, click Hyper Voice. It's going to do 38% here, and is actually going to live the Shadow Punch, and then it's going to go for the Hyper Voice here, and then out comes Alakazam, as it will outspeed and kill it, and Anaria is just going to sack it off. Doesn't really see any use for it left, and then can go out into his Dragonite, knowing he can live in HP Ice, but this, what's it called? Regirock is going to be in here looking to likely Stone Edge, and the Dragonite is going to go for the Earthquake, as it is going to be popped on the Stone Edge. Stone Edge is going to pop the Weakness Policy. That's game. Dragonite outspeeds everything unless this is a Choice Scarfed Alakazam. I don't really think it is. It's Sash, and the Alakazam is actually going to go for the HP Ice. So, if Anaria wanted, well, no, he couldn't have saved differential because he has Focus Blast for the Empoleon. So this is going to be the game. Anaria is going to take a 2-0 victory. I believe he's the coach of the Magikarp's Revenge in this season, and then Sand was the coach of the New York Onyx. So Magikarp's Revenge taking a 2-0 victory over the New York Onyx. In the next game, we have ST Castile taking on, or I'll just call him Casty, taking on Doom Squad, and Casty's team consists of Thundurus Incarnate, we have Venusaur, we have Garchomp, we have Sylveon, we have Mega Glalie, and we have Starmie. Doom's team consists of Manaphy, Thundurus, Therian, Alomomola, Umbreon, Crobat, and Bronzong. Let's hop into it. So we have a Thundurus Incarnate in Bronzong lead. This is going to go ahead and favor the Thundurus since there's nothing that Bronzong can do. And Cassie's going to make a good play in going for the substitute on the trick. And then Bronzong is going to go for the Gyro Ball since this Thundurus is so fast. And it's looking to me that this Bronzong has an Iron Ball. That's the red light that's going off in my head. But the Thundurus is going to go for the Thunderbolt, and Doom's, yeah, Iron Ball. Doom is going to pick a perfect time to go for the trick. It just makes sense because now Bronzong can hit it with an Earthquake. So Bronzong is an actual way to beat it. But Thundurus is going to set up a sub on this Toxic, and at a +4 Thundurus, this Umbreon is not going to like taking this hit. It's going to take it, but not very well. And then the Umbreon is going to be able to get rid of this Thundurus, so Thundurus putting on a lot of pressure early. And out comes Glalie, as Glalie gets 100% walled by this Alomomola, bar the Freeze Dry, but seeing as though that it went for the return, I'm going to go ahead and say it's a physical variant, but Alomomola is going to go for the Toxic as Venusaur comes out. There's nothing that Alomomola can really do. And if I was Casty, I'd double leech. Let's see if he does go for that. He's actually going to go for the Giga Drain and heals up his Bronze, and Doom's going to heal up his Bronzong. So going out into Starmie, since there's nothing that Bronzong can do to a Starmie, Starmie just wants to go right out for this Life Orb Hydro Pump, doing plenty of damage to their incoming Crobat. Then Crobat is going to U-turn, take some Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet. So good on Casty, bringing that defensive Garchomp, knowing that this Crobat would want to U-turn shenanigans. But Glalie's going to go out as Manaphy goes for the Ice Beam. And then Casty's actually going to show off the Freeze Dry, which will be able to easily two-shot this Alomomola. And he just goes for the safe play of Freeze Dry. And it looks like this Glalie just cleans up if it has Earthquake and this is not a Levitate Bronzong. It looks like Glalie just gets a bunch of kills. But probably doesn't, judging by that. And Bronzong is gonna get a crit on this Starmie, and Starmie's gonna do 42% with its Hydro Pump, and Bronzong is just gonna set up rocks, predicting the Rapid Spin to come out. Then Starmie is going to miss a Hydro Pump, unfortunately, and then Umbreon going for the Protect, and Starmie just wants to go for the Thunderbolt. Probably not to waste PP on the Hydro Pump. Then gonna land it next, and Starmie is on 4%, so there's no reason for Casty to swap out. And this shows to be a Manaphy that is faster than the Starmie. I'm guessing this is a Choice Scarf Manaphy if I had to guess. And then Alomomola comes out on Glalie. Here comes the Freeze Dry, and down it goes. And then Glalie is going to go for the Protect. So good prep on Cassie's part, because now he can go straight out into his Venusaur. And if Doom wants to make the swap into Bronzong, I wouldn't be surprised, but he actually doesn't. And then Cassie basically just gets to go for a Leech Seed here. A pretty safe play, and he's going to get almost a full, and he could take any one hit from this Thundurus, especially that Psychic. He's actually going to chew that there. And he's going to get some Leech, he's going to get some Leftovers, and he has a chance to take it, but he does not want to take that chance. And he is going to go out into Sylveon, potentially risking the Sludge Wave here, but it doesn't matter. Out comes Manaphy, and it's a little surprising that Bronzong didn't come out here. And Sylveon is going to stay in and is going to be frozen. Now this is kind of important because there's nothing that Sylveon can really do at this point. But we're going to see that Bronzong is going for the Gyro Ball. As Sylveon tried to thaw out, it kind of needed to thaw out there. But then Bronzong is going to be chipped down severely with this Garchomp, giving it 29% of recoil each turn. And then the Bronzong is going to set up some Stealth Rocks. Good play on Cassie's part. Helps him get rid of the Thundurus. And at this point, it's kind of tough for Bronzong to be taken down. But the nice thing is for Cassie is every time Bronzong attacks, the Garchomp is going to be severely whittled. So out comes Thundurus. It is going to be sacked off to the rocks, as the Garchomp is going to go ahead and die to the Toxic. Now comes Manaphy on the Sylveon, and then Manaphy has to go for the Ice Beam, cannot go for the Scald, or else this Sylveon is going to thaw out. And that's really not good for Doom. So this Sylveon is finally going to thaw out, is going to get the Wish Up, and it can live two Ice Beams. So Sylveon is going to go for the Protect anyways, just trying to get all of his health back. And then knowing that Sylveon can break through this Bronzong well enough. I actually don't agree with that play. I would have gone hard into Venusaur. But anyways, Venusaur is going to try and get a leech off, I would assume. He's actually going to go for the synthesis. Okay. Makes sense. Now he can get a leech off because it's either going to kill them. It's going to cripple something. And there's nothing that Doom can really do at this point. Venusaur kind of just wins. Venusaur slash Sylveon just wins. Venusaur just kind of has to sit here. Doom gonna show off the trick again, I guess. I mean, he's already lost. There is nothing he can do to bring this back. Venusaur is gonna go for the nice Giga, and I can actually live one Ice Beam guaranteed. So Manaphy is gonna come out, take some rocks damage. It is going to take, oh my god, it's gonna swallow that Ice Beam. And then Manaphy is not living 2, and it's not gonna be able to two-shot this Venusaur either. So Venusaur able to get a nice cleanup there at the end, picking up 2 kills at the end, and that is gonna be the game. Nice and 50-turn game. Oh my lord. So, Casty is going to take a 3-0 victory over Doom Squad, coach of the Tottenham Espers. I don't remember what Casty's team name was, but either way, it's a 3-0. In the next match, we have Rocker taking on Malone. Oh, it's when they first met in the ASL. Oh, this is going to be a grand match. This is going to be a grand match. But anyways, Rocker's team, I don't even know what he was the coach of it in this season. I don't even remember. Because he had so many teams back then. I know Malone was St. Louis Slavos, but Rocker's team consists of Porygon Z, Mega Deontay, Entei, Hitmonlee, Exeggutor, and Electros. Malone's team consists of Rotom, Frost, Emboar, Tornadus, Therian, Spiritomb, Mega Absol, and Slowbro. Now at this point, Malone and Rocker have already played. They played in the GSL, and this is the first time that they played in the ASL, so this should be hype. Let's hop into it. So we have Deontay against Spiritomb. Rocker immediately getting the jump is going to go for a turn 1 Moonblast, as Malone is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. Malone, let's take a minute to sit back and laugh about that play. Sucker Punch, let's go ahead and laugh about that play too. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. And then Rocker's going to go for the Protect, so Malone getting kind of 100% wrecked and destroyed on turn 1. So, yeah. Rocker going out into his Exeggutor, as Malone is going to make a double into Emboar. Oh, clean. Goodbye, Exeggutor. Give that man 3 points for OHKOing a Mon on Fantasy. So Hitmonlee is going to come out, and then it's going to go for the Fake Out, and Rocker's going to activate the normal gem, and then it's going to go for the Stone Edge into Malone. And this is looking bad for Malone. Hitmonlee can go for the knockoff. It's going to do a tremendous amount to the Slowking, but the Slowking can then go for the Scald, hoping for a burn. Malone is not going to get it, and then out comes High Jump Kick into the Slowking, or Slowbro, my bad if I said Slowking. But Slowbro's just going to be slacking off. I said Slowking because I have Slowking in the ASL right now. But the Slowking just wants to get some Scald damage off, and then he's going to get a nice burn just to chip this thing down. And out comes Rotom Frost. Rotom Frost looking to be a very good swap in to this Porygon Z. And Porygon Z is just going to fire off another Thunderbolt. Rocker does not really care. And then this Rotom Frost is going to set up a substitute. So maybe a Sub-Wisp set. And the Thunderbolt is not going to be able to break. And Malone is going to get rid of this Porygon Z with his sub still here. So out comes Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee just going for the Fake Out. And Malone is going to go for the Blizzard just to do as much as he can. Back in the times when Malone would draft Hitmonlee every time. Now it's just Cresselia. And Emboar is going to go for the Sucker Punch into the Hitmonlee, and then is going to Sucker Punch the Mega Deontay as he dies to Moonblast. But out comes the Slow Bro, I almost said King again, oh my god. And then he's going to go for the Slack Off on the predicted switch. And is going to go for the Fire Blast, so maybe trying to burn, but I guess Scald is kind of sitting right there. But this looks to be a fully physically defensive Slowbro. Makes sense. I mean, Entei's there. So it looks like Rocker is going to be able to clean up this match. Unless Malone gets a super mega ultra crit. Oh, actually a normal crit would have killed. What am I talking about? So, Rocker getting... Bro, do you guys not understand what your megas do? So Malone is going to set up to +2. That means he likely didn't have the Swords Dance. Or likely didn't have the Iron Tail. So that's funny. They both forget about the Magic Bounce. But that is going to be the game. Rocker, again, I forget what he was coach of in this season, is going to take a 3-0 victory over Malone. In the next match, we have Zero to Hero, known as TG, taking on Raiveer. So coach of the I think it was British Columbia Bibberals. I think it was BC Bibberals back then. Yeah, I think he was. I don't even know. Taking on the Beast Mode Brailums, and TG's team consists of Kadabra, Crocodile, Mega Manectric, Drudagon, Keldeo, and Aerodactyl. Raiveer's team consists of Mega Scizor, Heatran, Suicune, Latios, Drapion, and Nidoqueen. Yeah, this team is fire. I will tell you that much. That core is nasty. Gen 6. Oh, come back to me. So let's hop into it. Gen 6 was so great, and then Z-moves happened, and then, no, all the great cores are done. All the great cores are gone, because they just get OHKO by Z-moves. But anyways, Aerodactyl is going to go for the Stealth Rock as, well, Suicune's going to just start setting up Calm Minds. And then TG was prepared for this pack, and Encore on the Kadabra can go straight out into Keldeo. And what does this Keldeo have planned for us? Is he actually going to double back out into Kadabra, knowing that the Encore is going to end? So the Kadabra is just going to go for the Encore again. And we'll go ahead and see what he has planned. He has the Psych Up. You thought TG was a good prepper now? He's a great prepper then. Gotta give the man credit. So this is a +6/+6 Kadabra, and it's gonna go for the Shadow Ball. It's gonna get rid of the Suicune. So out comes Drapion. Praying to God that this Kadabra cannot touch it. Oh, guess what? That's a Shadow Ball to the face. Almost OHKOs it. And this is a Sash Kadabra. So Raiveer better have a bullet punching Scizor. And he's going to go out into the Scizor. And the Kadabra is going to go out into the Keldeo. But Raiveer's team's been severely weakened, as TG has not really had his team weakened at all, except for Kadabra. But Kadabra being that boy this week. So Keldeo's going to get a nice Scald Burn, a lot of burns this week. So and then out comes the Kadabra, and Kadabra can fire off a big Shadow Ball here. Nothing really wants to take it, but Latias does outspeed, and it's going to show off its Life Orb. So that's basically 100% confirming that it's offensive. And then the Aerodactyl is going to go for the Double Edge, showing that it is a Rockhead variant. And another Double Edge will kill, or not, okay. And this Aerodactyl is also Sash, so we have 2 Sashes this week. We also saw a Sash on the actual Alakazam, so a lot of burning, a lot of Focus Sashes. And then this Scizor is going to go for the Bullet Punch and get rid of the Aerodactyl. Out comes Drudagon, and Drudagon can go for the Earthquake. But he's actually going to go for the Fire Punch. And then does follow it up with an Earthquake, so this Drudagon just wins. Unless the Nidoqueen can go for the Ice Beam, but this Drudagon is actually going to outspeed and go for the Earthquake. And it does go for the Ice Beam, but does live. But another Life Orb hit. Yeah, TG's play was just to Fire Punch just in case Scizor came out. And because that is Sheer Force boosted, it is not going to actually kill. So out comes Manectric. Manectric is going to outspeed and can go for the Flamethrower, Overheat, all that good stuff. And that is going to be the game. The Beast Mode Brailums are going to fall to the British Columbia Bibberals. He was the same team back then. He's just the BC Bibberals now. It's the same thing. It means the same thing. But yeah, 3-0 victory in TG's favor. Hopping on to the next match, we have Anderson taking on Lotad. And we have a... Oh, let me not get ahead of myself. Anderson's team consists of Blastoise, Medicham, Kyurem Black. No, that's Mega Medi. That's Mega Medi. Kyurem Black, Excadrill, Cresselia, and Ninetales. Lotad's team consists of Heracross, Bisharp, Houndoom, Mew, Cofagrigus, and Gastrodon. Let's hop into it. At least I think it's Mega Medi. So this what's it called? Kyurem Black is going to be out here. It's going to go for the Substitute, as there's nothing that this Gastrodon can do to it. And then it's going to go for the Ice Beam, doing some big damage, as the Gastrodon is going to go for the Earth Power, finally breaking the Sub. This looks to be a very bulky Kyurem, based on the fact that it is Sub, the fact that it is Leftovers. And this Kyurem is going to do a nice 30%. Oh, it's actually Mega Houndoom, the more you know. So Anderson is going to go for the Earth Power. It definitely would have been in his best interest to sub up there. But he's going to take this Fire Blast really comfortably, and is going to get rid of the Mega Houndoom after going for the Earth Power. So there doesn't look to be that much that Lotad can do to this Kyurem, he's going to set up the +2 with his Mew, then the +4. So this Kyurem is going to go for the Ice Beam, doing 32%. Mew's going to get that back in lefties, and Lotad is over-predicting a lot right now. He's going to go with the Thunderbolt, likely predicting the Blastoise to come out, and then he's just going to swap. Unless he doesn't have coverage for this Kyurem, which I don't understand why he wouldn't run coverage for this Kyurem. You could easily run Pack Aura Sphere on here to also take on the Excadrill. So this Kyurem is getting over big Ice Beam, and Kyurem is sat here the entire game. Lotad's finally going to sack off his Heracross as Kyurem is going to get its second kill of the match, and Kyurem's putting on a lot of pressure, and not wanting to take an Iron Head. And Lotad, knowing that, Lotad's going to go for the Swords Dance and follows it up with an Oko into Blastoise. Ninetales is going to come out as Anderson just wants to go for the Will-O-Wisp. Very good play, just because he knew the Sucker Punch was coming out. And then is going to go for the Flamethrower, getting rid of this Bisharp entirely. Out comes Gastrodon, and he packs the coverage. Of course he does. He's going to go for the Energy Ball. Ninetales just wanting to put this thing on a timer. It was a bigger timer back then because, again, Gen 6. This probably means he doesn't have Toxic on his team, but he's going to go for the Dark Pulse, just trying to put some dents into this Mew. Then goes out into the Excadrill, seeing that it has Thunderbolt. It has Soft Boiled, Nasty Plot, Thunderbolt, and something else maybe. I don't know what it could be. But Cavagrius is going to be two-shot easily with this Earthquake. And Lotad is actually just going to go ahead and forfeit here, so we're just going to assume that last kill went to Excadrill. And Anderson, coach of the Jonesboro Oma Stars, is going to win 5-0 over Lotad. In the next match, we have Gustavo taking on Eminem's Suspect Test. And Gustavo, coach of Seeking Rain in Seattle, is going to have a team of Mega Swampert. He's going to have Sceptile, he's going to have Talonflame, he's going to have Clawitzer, he's going to have Volcanion, and he's going to have Zygarde 50%. Pre-buff, of course. And then Eminem's team consists of Terrakion, Mega Sharpedo, Amoonguss, Clefable, Nidoking, and Swellow. Let's hop into it. So there's going to be Mega Swampert against Terrakion. This is very much favoring Mega Swampert. It can take hits for days. So Eminem's going to go out and do his designated swap in for this thing. One sec. Sorry. I had to cough. And out comes Terrakion on this Sceptile. And Sceptile does outspeed, assuming this is not a Choice Scarf Terrakion. So he's going to miss his Leaf Storm, unfortunately. But Amoonguss would get to come out anyways. It does nothing. So Gustavo going into his Talonflame. This can put on a lot of pressure. He's going to actually double, likely predicting the, I would have to guess, the Nidoking. So Gustavo's going to go for the Outrage as the Clefable comes out. Then Clefable is going to go for the Calm Mind, and Clawitzer is going to try and break this thing down. But once Clefable gets going with Calm Mind, it's really difficult to stop it, especially when your Mon gets paralyzed. So Eminem is actually going for the Moonblast. I myself would have gone for another Calm Mind unless he doesn't need any more Calm Minds. So swapping onto a Moonguss, not wanting to take this big Earthquake. And another Earthquake would actually kill this Amoonguss. So Gustavo making a fantastic play, going for the Ice Punch, getting rid of this Swallow. Props. It would have done the same amount as Earthquake, so that's a fair play. And then Gustavo's just going to try and put a dent in this thing. This looks like to be a very bulky Swampert for the looks of things, just because how well it took that Giga Drain. I'm guessing max HP at least. So then Volcanion is going to come out, looking to put on some pressure. He's going to go for the Heat Wave. Again, Gustavo not messing around with Fire Blast, is not like the accuracy apparently. And then Nidoking is going to come out, puts a lot of pressure on this thing, as it is going to one-shot this Volcanion. But then out comes Sceptile, as the Sceptile is going to almost kill the Nidoking and is going to get OHKO'd by Ice Beam. So out comes the Zygarde. It's going to go with the Extreme Speed, just gets rid of this thing. And Terrakion is going to not really beat this thing. I'm not 100% sure why Eminem went out into his Terrakion, because this just gets destroyed. Land's Wrath, I've never even heard of that. Well, I've heard of the move, I just don't know what it does. I guess it's like a, kind of an earthquake. I don't know. That's what it looked like to me. So Mega Sharpedo is going to go for the Protect here. And Gustavo's locked into Outrage, of course. And then he's just going to go for the Extreme Speed. As Mega Sharpedo is going to go for the Crunch. And since the Talonflame is schlepped, it is going to not wake up and not kill the Sharpedo. Otherwise, it would have killed the Sharpedo if it woke up. So very unfortunate for Gustavo. But that is going to be how the cookie crumbles. Mega Sharpedo holding out for a 1-0 victory for Eminem's Suspect Test over the Seeking Rain in Seattle, coached by Gustavo. And for the last match of the week, we have for you Altaria Motives, known as Ian, taking on Lord Despam or Despam. So here you have the atrocious Altarias taking on the Las Vegas Ludicolo. And Ian's team consists of Megalopony, Hydreigon, Porygon 2, Rotom Heat, we have Registeel, and we have Zapdos. Despam's team consists of Donphan, Lucario, Rotom Wash, we have Uxie, Mega Ampharos, and Salamence. Let's hop into it. So I have Megalopony taking on this Uxie, and Uxie is going to swap out into the Lucario. So I don't really know what Spam was doing there. Probably predicting the swap into Hydreigon. That would be my best guess. So Ian now making the swap into Hydreigon, just trying to mess with him, I guess. And then the Uxie is going to go for the HP Fighting. Bold plays on Spam's part, as Ian wanted to go for the U-turn. So a lot of over-predicting right now. And this is a Rocky Helmet Donphan meant to take on this Megalopony, just try and whittle it down as best as it can. Porygon is going to get the download boost. Rotom is then going to fire off a Thunder Wave just to try and help with speed control. That's looking to be Spam's way to victory, with Thunder Wave on the Rotom and Uxie, and potentially the Zapdos. So Lucario is going to go for the high jump kick, does a ton even though it is resisted, and then is going to follow up with the Stone Edge, getting rid of this Zapdos. So out comes Megalopony, and Lopunny of course does outspeed, since we saw that this Lucario was not Choice Scarf because it's not Choice Locked, and Megalopony is going to be able to two-shot this Uxie. Now out comes Rotom, is going to be very threatening with that Thunder Wave, and Ian, knowing that, is going to go out into his Porygon 2. It can take hits, and it can take a paralysis. Doesn't care, it's already paralyzed. So Porygon 2 is going to go for the Thunderbolt into the Mega Ampharos, and it really needs Ice Beam to touch this thing, and Mega Ampharos is going to go for the Agility, and it does have Ice Beam, so that's going to do a tremendous amount. And this Ampharos is going to miss the Focus Blast, but the Porygon 2 is going to get paralyzed, and it's going to get paralyzed again. And the Ampharos is going to go for the Thunderbolt. So it was kind of, that was hacks in Spam's favor. We'll call it that. So the Spam is going to go out into his Donphan, getting the Rocky Helmet, and then is going to go over the Stealth Rocks. As Rotom is going to be out Spam trying to get in his Ampharos, and Ian just wants to put this thing on a timer. It only gets one more hit. Psych, it's going to go ahead and die to the Volt Switch. Does 3%. That's all it needed to do. So Lucario coming out on the Registeel, and Spam is going to go over the Bulk Up, apparently, maybe predicting it, I don't know. Spam is then going to miss the high jump kick, so very detrimental. He's going to go over the Bulk Up, predicting the Protect, but Ian is smarter than the average bear. So he's going to go for the Seismic Toss, getting rid of the Spam's Lucario, which honestly would have won him the game. Registeel going for counter. I swear to God, Ian loves counter Registeel. Like in season 2, there was like a meme of him clicking Hypnosis. Okay, in season 1, it was him clicking counter on his dang Registeel, I swear. So Hydreigon is gonna go for the Draco Meteor. It's gonna miss, as it is then going to hit the Donphan, and now essentially, if the Mence is not scarfed, Megalopony is going to put in nothing but the utmost of work. So although Hydreigon was at -2, he's going to go ahead and fire off a Draco, and he's going to fire off another Draco at -4, still doing a respectable amount. Hydreigon is a hard-hitting Pokemon, and this is a Resto Chesto Rotom. I've actually ran that before. It's pretty nice, and that's an HP Grass Hydreigon. That's not something you see every day. Megalopony is going to come out, is going to go with a fake out, and does not want to be a Thunder Wave, but Ian truly does not care. Is going to take that Hydro Pump pretty nicely, and then it's going to go for the return. So assuming this is not a Scarf Mence, well, Ian wins anyways. Mence is going to go over the Brick Break. That tells me that this is Scarf Moxie. So Registeel is going to come out here. Ian knows he lives, and guess what? We're clicking counter again, baby. That thing's donezo, and let's see if Spam can pull this back. He's got a +2 Salamence here. Does Rotom live a +2 Brick Break? Indeed it does. Of course it does. It's not Stab, and it's a Brick Break. Goodbye. And Rotom is going to hang on for a victory for the atrocious Altares. 1-0 over to Spam. And that is going to be the weekly recap. The video, guys. What am I trying to say here? That's going to be the video, guys. ASL Season 1, weekly recap, Week 5. And thank you all for watching. And hopefully we'll have the Week 4 PR for the Season 4 up soon. It's just been, with getting new people integrated into new roles, it's a little bit difficult. We will have it as soon as possible. And hopefully after this week, everything will be caught up. Of course, Week 3 power rankings is just not going to happen. That's just a reality. Hopefully everything will be caught up. That's our goal. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Goodbye.